Hello and welcome to It's Your Business with Mario Toneguzzi on Megapix Media. Joining me today is Lesley-Anne Scorgie, who is an author, speaker, personal finance consultant, and founder of MeVest. Thanks for joining us today, Lesley-Anne.
Thanks, Mario. Happy to be here.
All right, let's talk about holiday spending this year. First of all, your thoughts on what do you expect people to be doing this year in terms of the amounts of money that they're going to be spending, in comparison to, say, previous years?
What we are seeing is data coming out very strong that shows about a third of Canadians have slashed their holiday budgets by half. And we're expecting another third of Canadians to have significant decreases, maybe not by a half, but there'll still be some sharp declines compared to previous years. So for context, we also have data that shows previous years, families would spend an average of $1,600 to $1,700 during the holidays. So we expect across the board a decrease in holiday spending as people become a little bit more conscious of the economic uncertainty and what that could look like for 2021. So it's very much about protecting your money at this point.
Now, when you look at some of the, I guess, years past and the dangers of people overextending themselves at this time of the year, can you talk a little bit about that and how big of an issue that becomes?
Well, it usually becomes an issue around the 20 or 21st day in January when most people receive their credit cards statements that are due within a couple days of receiving them. So we see this dip in actual mood and mental health in the latter part of January, and it has to do with overspending, a large contributing factor. Here's the real challenge, though, is we know that most households going into 2021 simply can't afford to overspend. And that does mean making better decisions right now to prevent any overspending. One of the things I can offer here is we look at stress points, and we look at financials as being a stress point. And I often ask, how do you want to feel after the holidays? If you want to feel relaxed and energized and like you've got 2021 by the tail, overspending on your credit card or with any tool that you use this season is just simply not a good idea.
Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about online shopping and online spending. Now, that has been a trend that's been in place for the last number of years, a growing trend out there, but even more so this year because of the pandemic. What are the dangers there of people, I guess, overspending because they're online?
So it actually is a psychology, a money psychology thing that we're looking at this point. When you're online, there tends to be a little bit of a disassociation with exactly how much money is being spent. And it might be because you have physically removed yourself from the storefront. You're not actually having to take cash out of your wallet. I think there'll be more, socioeconomic studies that come out just on this specific psychology, the digital psychology. But what I can offer here is that do be mindful. We know there's a little bit of a disassociation with exactly how much is going through your bank account. And honestly, do what I do. I keep a tally. So as I'm going through the monthly budget, I just make sure that I'm tracking whatever is being spent and making sure that does, reconcile properly against the budget that I had set out.
Okay. Now, one last thing, Lesley-Anne, I know that you on a daily basis on your Facebook page put out kind of tips for holiday and spending, etc. Can you share with us, I guess, some of the most important tips that you have for people to control their spending during this season?
Yeah, so one of the top tips that I have is that if you've got gifts hanging around, you should regift them. So we know that the average household is sitting on about $200 to $300 worth of regiftable items right within their home. And you may also note that there's a really cool trend. Regifting is actually become totally acceptable. It's no longer taboo. And then the other cool trend that I think is worth mentioning is DIY. So DIY gifts are actually trending as the thing people want to receive this year. They don't want you to go over budget. Everybody is being really conscious, and that's really a telling of the whole year. You know, this is the year where if you actually can't afford to do gifts, you get a pass this year. It's like a mulligan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, super then. Well, thanks a lot for joining us again today.
Thanks, Mario.
Okay, that was Lesley-Anne Scorgie, who is author, speaker, a personal finance consultant, and founder of MeVest. This has been It's Your Business with Mario Toneguzzi on Megapix Media. Thanks for joining us today.